was sparring. You know, it's the first time where we consistently had 7 or 8 guys in camp, living in camp, training with him day in day.
I think it's still going to be dangerous. I'm actually quite worried.
I won't dwell on that too much. I want to do something completely different this time.
I get involved with sparring, and you know, we select sparring partners between Rob McCracken and AJ's training team and AJ and me, and to find a 23-stone guy who moves fast, who has fast hands, who has a great engine, who forces the pressure, is very real fight. And you know, some people say, yeah, but is AJ going to go easy on him? No.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good lord.
Yes.
His career, if he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's #1 contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua seriously hurts this guy, and puts this guy
in his sparring camp? I personally don't believe that you can actually. The sparring partners he's got right now, they're pushing him to be. Man.
The stories coming from Anthony Joshua's training camp are not just impressive, they are a warning. This isn't just preparation, it's the creation of a perfect storm. The most shocking report is that Joshua knocked out 4 separate sparring partners in one single night. But this isn't about wild swinging. It's about calculated, intelligent destruction. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, confirms how hard it is to find anyone who can even mimic the kind of challenge Jake Paul might bring. They need massive men who are also fast and relentless. The fact that Joshua is systematically dismantling these elite-level sparring partners tells you everything. They aren't just losing, they are being completely overwhelmed, unable to handle his speed, power, and fight IQ. The reaction from the boxing world is a chorus of grave concern. This is more than just experts picking a winner. They are sounding the alarm for Jake Paul's safety. Former champion David Haye makes it simple, saying Paul is a completely different specimen. The size and power difference is so vast, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Joshua thing is crazy.
Is that a real conversation?
Jake's a fucking lunatic, and it's probably real. I saw Joshua knock out Francis Ngannou, and the guy was like out cold for 5 minutes. And this is a guy who had never been knocked down, let alone knocked out.
If he steps in the ring with him, and actually a bell rings and there are punches thrown, every bit of Jake Paul is not a real boxer conversation is gone.
It's a dangerous fight. Of course, it's a dangerous fight, but I'm not here to be there selling their show. I've got no interest in the fighters from that perspective. I just think that he is a licensed boxer. He trains. He knows what he's getting involved with. He's not an idiot, and he knows what he's going to be up against. But he must believe in himself.
If Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring, and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long. This will last as long as Josh wants it to.
We can all joke, but nobody wants any permanent damage to happen to Jake Paul. But if Anthony Joshua hits Jake Paul with the right hand he hit Francis Ngannou with, he could brown bread him.
No, I don't back Jake Paul. That means what is it you're doing? He has to smoke him in 3 rounds. The same way he did Ngannou. How many rounds was Ngannou?
2, second round.
Exactly. So he has to smoke him.
Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavy.
When you see them stand next to each other, it doesn't look like a fair fight. It looks like a natural disaster waiting to happen. But it's not just about size. Commentator Joe Rogan highlights Joshua's legendary one-punch power, the same punch that put a terrifying fighter like Francis Ngannou to sleep for several minutes. Fighter Derek Chisora gives a grim timeline, saying if the fight lasts more than a couple of rounds, it would be a huge surprise. He expects a short, brutal night. The most serious warnings are about the real-life danger. Fighter Tony Bellew says the fight will only last as long as Josh wants it to last. The worry isn't just about Paul losing, it's about him getting seriously, permanently hurt. Analyst Sam Jones gives the most chilling warning, stating that one clean punch from Joshua could be catastrophic.
Yeah, you just don't go from there right up to there. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this
camp, living in camp, training with him day in, day out. And it made a big difference in the fight. So I think he knows that the way that he's going to improve is time in the gym and also the quality.
Bigger in this equation. Not for me. Maybe for MVP, Nikisa, Jake Paul, but not for me. I've kind of marked it or titled it David versus Goliath just because of the size difference. Like, Jake Paul's a big guy. He is. He's 6'1", 220. Probably fights around, the 200-pound mark. AJ is an enormous guy. Like, he's a big unit. And I think Jake realized that when they came face to face. I don't know if that's the first time they've ever come that close. I'm sure they've met behind the scenes. But I think there was a realization from Jake Paul, like, fuck, this is a big dude. It's a very big dude who isn't coming to play. Like, there was no play.
What Anthony Joshua had done to Francis Ngannou, he went out there and iced him in a couple of rounds. A guy coming from a different discipline. Well, this kid's coming from another level. You know, white collar boxing in 2018, gone through the mill, and the only boxer really that he's actually boxed, a legitimate boxer, he got beat by, and that was in Tommy Fury.
This moves the conversation from a sports match to a genuine safety issue. Even Jake Paul's own brother, Logan, understands the danger. He called his brother crazy for taking the fight, remembering how Joshua brutally knocked out Ngannou. This fear from his own family shows the true reality of the situation. Internet fame and loud talk mean nothing when you are across the ring from a proven, elite heavyweight champion. The message from every angle is the same. This isn't a step up in competition for Jake Paul. It is a dangerous leap into a world he is not prepared for, against a force he cannot possibly handle.